All right. My sister suggested that I make a video of me cooking. And so I've got some bananas that don't look too good. And I'm going to try to make a banana pudding before they go completely bad. So the first thing we got to do for the banana pudding is separate the white from the yolk. And I'm making a double uh, banana pudding so that I can have a lot of the good stuff for a big batch. So we're separating the whites from the yolk so we can have a meringue. Hopefully the volume is working. I won't know until I'm done. And I am cheating. I'm getting the recipe off of the box of vanilla wafers. I go by recipes. And it's not by memory. Already got my pan ready and my mixer for the meringue. I'm not as good at doing this as some professionals. And normally I would have music playing right now because I do better when I'm listening to some good 70s top 40. All right. Get this sauce ready. The filling. And let's see. I got my glasses on, but I need new glasses because I can't hardly see what's going on there. But I'm putting 6 eggs because I'm making a double dose, and it calls for 3, and it calls for 2 cups of milk, but we're going to do 4 because we're making a double dose filling. Watch out, Martha Stewart. Here we come. So I put a little bit of milk in here to start with and make sure my eggs are really mixed. Try not to make a mess. And I wish my lighting was better, but my lighting in the house is not that bright. Got a lot of overhead lighting on the kitchen area. I guess we're still recording. I need to put my egg yolks over here on the dining table, just to make sure I don't get anything in them, because it needs to be free from any other stuff. Let's see what else we need after this, if I can even see it. I have glaucoma, so my vision isn't as good as it used to be, and the eye drops that I use kind of get on my eyelashes and makes it like a curtain. I need to wipe my eyes. Let's see what we got here. We got to put some flour in there, I know, because I saw that earlier. One-third cup of flour. And how much sugar? It's got to have sugar in it, because that's what makes it so good. All right. I've got to have 3/4 cups of sugar. Which means 1.5, since we're doubling it. I've got to have some flour. And the flour is 1/3 cup. And the flour is what actually makes it a little thick. We don't want it too thick, because banana pudding's supposed to be pudding. We actually have to cook this for a few minutes, and then once we get the pudding done, we can make the meringue, and then you just bake it a little bit more to brown the top of the meringue. And when you make the meringue, that is a whole different story, because you have to have a little bit of sugar as you're mixing the meringue, and you have to have a little touch of cream of tartar. I bought some vanilla flavoring, but I'm going to use some of what I already have. Just a little bit. Since we're doubling it, I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of vanilla flavoring in. And I'm going to put a little bit of vanilla flavoring in the meringue with the sugar and the cream of tartar, if I can find my cream of tartar, because I don't have that right with me. I should have got that ahead of time, but Hopefully I can find it pretty quick. But I think that is ready to cook. And I am going to go ahead and get my sugar ready for the meringue. That helps make the peaks of the meringue stiff where it'll point and look pretty. Let me see if I can find my oh, wouldn't you know it, it's right there, right up front. All right, it's going to take a little bit for me to cook this, so I'm going to move y'all over more near where I'm going to be cooking. And let's see if I can maneuver right here. Let's see if that'll work. There we go. A little closer. And we'll cook it for a few minutes until it starts looking like the filling. But you can make banana cream pie and coconut cream pie similar to this filling. It's very similar. So once you get this down pat, you can make 3 different desserts. Let's see, we can take a look maybe and see what that looks like there. And so we're going to cook this a little bit. I got out yesterday, tell y'all a story while I'm cooking this. I got out and was cleaning the stream going to my pond, which helps filter the water. And the flowers and fern and all grow so quickly, I have to thin it out so I can see the water and see the river rock. And I was stepping out of the stream to what I thought would be firm ground, and it was just really muddy. So that let me know I had a spill over the stream. And so I had to backfill the liner that is supporting the stream and rearrange some of the flowers so the water would go more directly to the pond. And then this morning I got out and raked up all of the excess elephant ears and Spanish petunia and fern, pine straw and pine cones. And me and Ellie, my Cocker Spaniel, took it to the side of the road Well, actually, she just watched me while I was doing that. She don't really work and help me, but she does watch the property. Nobody comes here without her knowing it. She knows when people come here before I even know. And she protects the property. It's taking a while for this to heat up. I think a good note is when you're putting in your flour and your sugar, it's good to like mix the dry before you add it to the liquid, because if you do that, you won't have clumps of flour like I've got right now. I didn't do that. So I have clumps of flour right now um, floating around the top, but it will dissolve with a continued stirring. And you need to continue stirring anyway because of you want everything to cook and blend evenly. So we're making homemade banana pudding. Some people like Cool Whip or Ready Whip on top, but we're going to make a meringue actually. And that reminds me of a story. I had a mixer when I was on the boat working in Louisiana for a surveying company, and I was the cook. And this mixer would not mix fast, and you have to have one that mixes fast in order to make a good meringue. And I kept asking for a new mixer. Couldn't get one. So my captain said, "Do you want a new mixer? You keep getting that one sent back to you because it works, but it's not fast." So he took it and just plugged it in and let it run until it burned up. So the next time I went out to work, I had me a brand new mixer that actually made good meringue. That's a funny story, but true. That's how I got my new mixer. So while that's cooking, I'm going to start putting in some vanilla wafers made by Nabisco. And no, they're not a sponsor, but they should be, because the dollar store had cheaper version, but I got these because they taste better. Go ahead and put some of these in the pan, and I'm going to put some. Now, come on, David, you can do this. You can open a bag of vanilla wafers. I'm going to put some of these on the bottom, and then I'm going to put some around the sides to dress it up a little bit once we get the filling cooked. And keep stirring. We don't want to forget about cooking our filling. I don't know how long this has taken so far off. Already 20 minutes. And I hope the bananas look good. I actually haven't even looked at them on the inside yet. But they were given to me green, and they are, it says organic bananas. I don't know what that means. Guess they don't have any fertilizer or something added to them. But this is already thickening up. Usually when you make a pudding like tapioca or the pie filling, it's usually around 20 minutes that it takes to get it into a good consistency. You could use cornstarch instead of flour, but the recipe on the Nabisco vanilla wafers calls for flour. And I don't know if this is going to turn out good, but I hope it does. I think I may have put too much flour in there. All right, we're gonna set this to the side and move y'all back around here where I can get the bananas in and the meringue in. We'll sit this right here for now. There we go. And let's see. These bananas don't really look that good. They didn't look good when I got them, but they were free. And they look like they're hard as a rock. Yep. So I spent money on getting stuff to make this banana pudding, and the bananas are not even good. Maybe some of them are. That is something else now. Well, maybe if I cut them up in little pieces, they won't taste tough. We'll try to salvage what we can. That's pitiful though, really. But they might be all right if I kind of doctor it up a little bit. I didn't get bananas one time, and my mom said, "Well, did you get any bananas?" And I said, "No, I didn't, because they were green." And she said, "Well, you should have got them, because then we would have at least had them." But these, instead of turning ripe, are just, this is unbelievable. I actually haven't ever seen any like this before. That's pitiful. That's absolutely pitiful. It's cutting like a dang carrot or something. It's that hard. That's pitiful. Well, I sure picked a good day to try to make a cooking video, because this is pitiful. If you see that, see how bad that looks? And that was free. No wonder they gave it away. Nobody else wanted them. Well, we're going to try to, there's some here that are not as hard. So there is a silver lining. I made a cake one time when I was working in Louisiana, and I was trying to do too much at one time, and I put the cake batter in the refrigerator and then pulled it out and put it in the oven, and cold to hot didn't work. And I got the cake all iced, with the icing on it. And during the night, it got harder and harder, and they put a white flag up in the middle of the cake, and it said, "We surrender." I thought that was funny, and I still think it's funny. But the next time I went out to work, I made them a good cake. I made up for the mess I made. Hopefully this will be good. I do think I put too much flour in the pudding, because it is way too thick. I like it creamy, where it nestles around the pieces of vanilla wafers and the banana. But this may work. All right. Move trash can over here so we can get all of these bad bananas thrown away. Don't want to throw away my my spoon. All right, now we can put the filling in. If it's not too thick, sitting there cooling, it might be a little thick. But we're going to try it. Yep, it's a little thick. It's thick, but I guarantee you it tastes good. I'm going to have some dishes to wash when I'm done. I may have to save this just for me because it's not turning out as good as I would like. I made it double, but the filling, because it's got too much flour in it, looks like a single pudding instead of a double pudding. But with the meringue on it, it'll look all right, I think. All right, let's see. I got to make the meringue, and we got this. All right, we're going to try to make the meringue, but here's a look at the pudding so far. And we're going to try to make the meringue. And let's see if I can move that right there. And there's my bowl. And we're going to try to make this to have the mixture on as fast as it'll go. And you add your sugar a little at a time. So I have 6 white part of the egg in here. And we're going to put about 1/3 of a cup of sugar in here a little at a time. I've already put about a teaspoon of vanilla in the meringue. And then we'll put about a pinch of cream of tartar. Not much, but about a pinch for right now. And then we'll put a little more. But you mix the meringue until it starts peaking, standing up a little bit, coming away from the side of the bowl. Kind of like making cotton candy. You know how the cotton candy machine makes the sugar line up on a spool of paper or a little stick of paper? Already the meringue is getting more with a peak, and once we get it mixed, we will put it on the top of the pudding, put it in the oven and let the top of it brown a little bit. And put a little more sugar in. Rocking and a rolling. I need a level under my dining table because it's a rocking and a rolling right now. Thank you a lot, Haverty's Furniture Store in Tallahassee, because that's where I bought it about 30 years ago, and it's been rocking ever since. Thank you a lot, Haverty's. My lights on around my pond quit working, so after I do this, I gotta go try to find out why they're not coming on with the solar sensor timer. All right, I think that's about ready. And I'm going to set those aside there for a minute. Move y'all back over here where we can put this on the pudding. And we're going to put it all over the top. Oh yeah, this is turning out pretty good. Pretty good in the neighborhood. Smells good. Let's see, I get to lick the bowls once we're done. That's why I weigh over 200 pounds. Because I eat good in the neighborhood. I'm only supposed to weigh 185, but I'm a wee bit over that. We're going to try to get this all situated here. Ellie don't know what to think with me talking out loud to myself. She thinks I'm talking to myself. Take the spoon and just tap the top and try to get some peaks to come up. And if you did your meringue right, you'll have peaks. And I almost did my meringue right, because my peaks are not as stiff as I would like. But there's always tomorrow. All right. That's how it looks now. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. That's it. And I'm going to try to brown the top a little bit. And we'll see. We want to do this without burning it. We just want it brown just a little bit. And while that's doing that, I'm going to make a place to sit it. In the refrigerator. And I'm going to use this towel, hand towel, to sit it on. I just remembered I didn't put any of the wafers around the side like I had planned. So I pulled it back out, because this will make it look prettier. And they're good to eat. I must admit, I do have trouble making meringue that's got nice peaks, but it's always like kind of medium good as far as the peak is concerned. So if y'all have trouble when you try it, don't beat yourself up, because I've had the same trouble. But I try. We're all just trying. Oh, I think this will be good. It's not as creamy as I would have liked, but it is very good. There's a nice peak. I think I'll save these few that are left for me and Ellie to snack on later. Okay. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that ain't even warm. All right, we're going to try this. I know this has been a long video, but it's almost done. The meringue is good. I just tasted some of it. And I am licking the bowl. Waste not, want not. I got a bunch of dishes to wash. Oop. Oh my. Left it in a little too long. So don't leave your meringue in too long, because that's what happened. But yep, it's a little too brown, but it'll do. All right. I'm going to end it for there. I hope everybody has a good day.